Hey guys, it's Bastian time. Welcome to Nintendo News. Let's get to our first story. So first of all, Nintendo announced just mere hours ahead of time, oh, by the way, there's going to be a Nintendo Direct. In fact, they didn't even actually announce it. They only kinda told some people at some of the big gaming websites, and thankfully those people spread the news to some of the smaller gaming websites, and then a lot of us became aware of it after the fact. I think Nintendo's becoming less interested in making sure everybody gathers together to watch them streaming live, and more, we'll post them, and then people can watch them whenever they feel like, sort of attitude, and I guess that's okay, but I like to watch them as soon as they air, so it was a little frustrating to find out just a couple hours ahead of time, but I had to clear my schedule to watch this Nintendo Direct, and what did we learn from it? Well, not a whole lot. It was really all about New Super Mario Bros. 2, that's the game for the 3DS, and the fact that it now has brand new downloadable content that will be hitting pretty soon. You'll have to activate that via your Street Pass. It's basically coin rush modes, and it's divided up into packets, and so you'll be able to pay, it looks like about $2 per packet, and that comes with 3 stages. So that's pretty awesome. If you've already finished the game and you want to try out some new stages and such, now you can. Next up is Turtle Beach, and the fact that they've announced some their headsets for the 3DS and the Wii U. If you enjoy playing the kind of games that require these sorts of headsets, then you'll definitely want to click on the link down below to see the specific details about them. Our next story is amazing. I thought this was like a special effect. My brain just could not wrap around how this could be an actual thing. I thought for sure it had to be some sort of digital creation, but it's an actual object. It's a mobius strip. So what this person did is they created the entire first stage of Super Mario Bros., the original game, as a mobius strip. So, and it was sort of 3D textured so that things, blocks and such, are kind of jutting out a little bit at it, and just watch this video, it is crazy amazing. And then our next story is possibly the most exciting for me, and it's that I was watching the most recent episode of Doctor Who, well, as of recording this video, and in it, for those not familiar with Doctor Who, there's a character in it called the Doctor, who's a super smart alien, actually. He's not really a doctor, and but he looks like a human for the most part, and anyways, he was playing the Wii, which is pretty awesome, and usually in this day and age, people will try to make fun of the Wii because it's so outdated, and you know, people are always saying, oh, my Wii is collecting dust and whatnot, but not true for the Doctor. He apparently still loves it and was playing some tennis and seemed to be having a lot of fun, so that made my day to see one of my favorite characters playing one of my favorite consoles. So I was watching the first episode of Saturday Night Live Weekend Report Thursday. Yes, it's crazy. The Weekend Report thing that they do on Saturday Night Live, they now have a completely new show devoted to a half-hour version of that that's on Thursday nights. So it's very confusing because it's not on Saturday, it's not on the weekend, but those are the words in its title. But I digress. So in it, there was a parody of Fox News' Fox and Friends, which is ripe for parody, and in it, they said, well, now let's pause, I can't remember the exact words, but something like, now let's pause for just a brief moment for some corrections from our fact checkers, and then a super fast, long list of corrections scrolls up the screen, and this one caught my eye. And, I mean, of course, the word Nintendo, I mean, it was going so fast, I am kind of surprised I was able to catch the word Nintendo, so I was able to go back and catch a screen capture of it, and now we know. Al Gore did not invent the Nintendo, nor did he claim to, so if you ever wondered, yeah, you can go ahead and put that in your history books. Next up is, if you remember last week, I talked about 2 iOS games that were ripping off Mario, and here's a brand new one. It's amazing that people will just keep creating these Mario ripoffs. I guess they figure they must be the first ones to ever think about doing it or something, because eventually the Apple Store has to take them down because they're violating all sorts of copyright laws. But this one is called Ultra Dario. Ultra Super Dario Mario. It's not fooling anybody, and it's basically Mario without his hat. So, I mean, at least they didn't put a hat on him, but I really don't think that just taking his hat off is enough to stay clear of any copyright infringement, so I suspect this won't be up in the Apple Store for too long. Our next story is about piracy, and the fact that if you're involved in piracy on your 3DS, you might not be able to do so for much longer. Especially if you do the flashcart variety, because in the most recent firmware update for the 3DS, besides fixing some other things, Nintendo has taken action to not allow your flashcarts to work in the future, so there's that. If you want to read the specifics about that, there'll be a link down below, of course. And then our final story is about surveys that were done to determine in Japan what people's favorite Nintendo franchises were. And they did it based on males and females. So a writer over at Zelda Dungeon took the time to take those numbers and turn them into charts to just sort of get us quick visual information. So as you look at this, you'll see that both men and women rank Mario number 1. And so what's the second one? Well, of course we think Zelda for both men and women, but no, oddly enough, only men rank Zelda at number 2. Women rank Zelda all the way at number 6. It's kind of unusual in my opinion. And just look at the difference between the Mario and the number 2s. That kind of surprises me a little bit because, I mean, I definitely prefer Zelda way more than Mario. I love Mario, totally, but it's just kind of interesting. Bye, guys. So I was watching the first episode of Saturday Night I cannot say that.